Hey guys, welcome in. A special welcome to you if you are brand new to the channel. I'm going to be connecting in with what the Divine Masculine is going through at this time. This could be a soulmate, a twin flame counterpart, and it does not matter if you are male, female, or non-binary. We all contain masculine and feminine energies. So let's go ahead and ask the universe, what is it that is going on around the divine masculine at this time? I want to get a clear idea on what is leaving their life, what is being welcomed into or even introduced into their life, and what is the lesson that they're trying to learn on a subconscious level. From what I can tell so far, they have not been able to stay grounded, and they're having such a difficult time trying to access money, wealth, trying to tune into their own sense of abundance without even realizing it. I believe the divine masculine is struggling with realizing they have the freedom to do whatever they want, but they're still in this pre-programmed mentality that's making them think they have to behave a certain way or placate to a certain person in order to find their financial and spiritual freedom. So before I go to cut on this pre-shuffle, I do have the Eight of Wands. Things are getting thrown at them left, right, and center. And it's one of these things where if masculine is enlightened, they're taking care of themselves, they know just to kind of slow down and take in the scenery. But with that Eight of Wands, it's just coming at this masculine way too fast, because whoever this is, they're really struggling with trying to find balance. There's a lot of dysfunction going on, and it's one of those things where if they actually had their shit together, they would be able to handle whatever's getting thrown at them with ease and grace. After I go to cut Ace of Cups, eh, I'm feeling as though there's this relentless, constant message that they keep getting on a subconscious level that they really they're not prioritizing themselves. They actually really hate themselves underneath there. Yeah, Queen of Wands, mostly because they think that as long as they stay pleasant to their karmic situation, whoever or whatever this is, that they'll still find peace, joy, and freedom. Some of them are going through career shifts, and they're not doing the career shift because they are entering into their calling. I will say, okay, a little bit of an asterisk. Some of them are doing the career change because they have a very, very subconscious calling, but their ego is still getting in the way, and they're not really doing the work. They're forcing themselves to continue to conform on the outside because I feel this hardened shell around the masculine. So what do we have right here? We've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Oh, okay. Yeah, Ace of Swords in the reverse. We also have Four of Wands, also in its reversal. King of Pentacles. Yikes, masculine is not doing so happy. King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Stop. Do not go any further. All right, I want to dig deeper what's underneath here, because we have this Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands in the reverse, Six of Wands in the reverse, Nine of Swords in the so many reversals. Oh my God. Like, it's just, it feels like everything has flipped upside down and backwards on this divine masculine. They're not feeling great about what's going on in their life. And it's so funny. The only card that's showing upright at this time, and I will note, Four of Cups, Death, the Star, the Tower. Oh my God, I have to show you guys this. Like, we got a death rebirth, because masculine, I really get the sense that they are going through a mass rebirth right now. The Star in the reverse, along with the Tower and Temperance. Like, did I just put the cards in order? Like, oh my God. And Justice? Holy shit. This masculine is way off course. Like, look at this compass right here. They are completely way off course at this time because they are not focusing on what's actually going to be important to them. So This sounds like your person. You are more than welcome to stick around. If we haven't met yet, my name is High Priestess Berries, psychic medium and divine channeler, hoping to bring you a message. Now, always remember, my messages are candid, unscripted, but they are also timeless. So please tap into your instincts, listen to your intuition. If there is anything that I talk about that doesn't make any sense, it's totally fine. Do not worry about it. That part of the message may not be for you, but nonetheless, if you find this helpful, please like, share, and comment. So, I just feel so much tension with the masculine. Like, even as I was channeling that introduction, I get this frustration because they're trying so hard to put themselves out there, and they're researching, they're learning, they're trying to do the right thing, but it's upsetting because it's like, I'm following all the steps, I'm following the ingredients, I'm following the prescribed recipe. Why is this not working out? It's like, it's sort of like if they're making a cake, but it ends up being more like a hard rock. They didn't take into account they needed, I don't know, baking soda or baking powder, some kind of leavening. And that's all what it comes down to. This little otter, this sense of self-love. They still continue to believe that their karmic situation is their salvation. So I want to have a look at what are their feelings towards their karmic situation. Let's also have a look at their feelings when it comes to you, the divine feminine. We'll also get a message for you so that you can have some context, especially if you're still picking up on what this masculine could be going through. We'll tune into what actions this masculine could potentially make, which let's see if they can pleasantly surprise me. We'll find out. And yeah, what's the potential I want to say the final outcome. It's really honestly what's the next step on their particular journey. I did grab the Tarot of Oppositions. I like to call it the Wibbly Wobbly just because it shows the light and the shadow. Masculine is really obsessed with being in the light. Just as it's sort of like, I'm going to fake it until I make it. But because they haven't, again, they've forgotten a key ingredient and what it means to be successful. This person hates themselves, but they're still operating in this fantasy that if I just have enough money, I have enough sex, I have enough friends, I have enough contacts, I have enough opportunities, I have this, ideally this, and maybe a little bit of that, then I'll be happy. And this masculine's doing the exact opposite of what makes the sense for their greatest and highest good. Before I go to cut, we do have the Ten of Pentacles. This masculine is, I feel like they're going through a bit of a divisive, it's not so much a choice. I'm just underneath the 10, Justice came back. They're having a very difficult time trying to sort things out with their karmic situation because on the surface, they're pretending everything is equitable, but underneath this masculine's not really happy about what's going on. I really feel like there's a financial argument going on between them and the karmic because they're not well founded. If the King of Pentacles is about feeling rooted, having steady income, having income for the long term, it means having it in its reversal means that things aren't coming in, opportunities aren't coming in, and they're losing energy. They keep thinking that they have to work harder, whether if it's harder to, for some of them, it's harder to appease to the karmic, especially if this masculine has had a habit of love bombing. They've run out of money. And that's always kind of the trap with anybody who's a love bomber and doesn't have a good financial foundation, because the only way they know how to acquire love and affection is by bribery. And for some of them, this could be almost quite literal. I think there's actually some past life intergenerational karma coming up for some of these masculines, but King of Swords at the base, Two of Cups. Yeah, this sort of perpetuates the argument that they're not having it externally. It's sort of as though this masculine might back talk about their feminine behind the feminine's back. Or it's more so they're one person in front of the karmic and they're a different person around other karmic people. Some of these masculines that I have been tracking, they have a very difficult time trying to tune into their real personality, because your real personality is rooted in love, but this masculine continues to go in circles. Yeah, they're going, yeah, they're kind of stuck. It's not even going in circles, like, because they know that they should have more, but they can't seem to connect to the right source. And they keep thinking that this karmic feminine is going to be their be all and end all. What is this? Okay, what's their feelings towards the karmic? Let's dive in before I get lost. Yeah, Knight of Swords. Yeah, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. Well, this is supposed to be an energy that's leaving them. I feel as though there's this argument out the door, words are being said, and if you kind of look at the way these cards are showing up, it's like, I'm gonna, get bitchy towards you, then I'm gonna be bitchy back towards you, but then they're getting somebody else involved to, in some ways, gang up. I wonder if this is the karmic that's doing this, but this is feelings towards the karmic. Because this is a lot of shadowy energy. Because if you note on the shoulder of this particular night, it is a moon. And this is something on subconscious level. So it's more like, oh, okay. Okay. This masculine is having the internal argument. The externally, I don't think this karmic has any fucking clue that the masculine is discontent. Um, with them being the love bomber, masculine being the love bomber, they can't afford to show how broke they are. So this masculine could be going into a lot of debt, but then they're internally arguing with themselves. It's pure fear. They're afraid of losing the karmic's affection, and they're afraid of losing the karmic's attention, because this masculine, like, there's so much dysfunction going on at home, and this happened long before you ever knew this person in this lifetime, long before they knew this karmic in this lifetime. They never really knew what a happy, healthy home was supposed to be, and in some ways, they're in a constant state of trying to let the good times roll. This person doesn't even know why they celebrate. It's like they do annual traditions to celebrate, but they don't do it for home and hearth and reconnection. They do it so that they can get more people at the party. Because if more people show up to the party, the amount of guests are validating of their sense of worth. But this is also somebody that they'll have like booze and drugs at the party just so that people will show up. They want to be that person who's known as having all the trinkets and all of the substances, but it's bankrupting this individual, like, and their sacral chakra is not doing well right now. I actually feel like their emotional energy is just drained from them. So, what are their feelings towards the feminine? King of Wands. Like, this almost feels like a zombie kind of feeling. They have been trying to nosh on your energy. So, for those of you where the masculine may be, popping their head up and causing a little bit of drama and then running away, be very cautious at this time. They're just trying to stir up your emotions because it makes them feel better. Like, it feels almost like a oh my God, spirits give me a funny image of like it's a medical experiment when it comes to rats and dopamine. It's sort of like if they press the button, they get a little shot of dopamine, and it kind of gets to the point where the rat is just going to sit there going, because it feels good. Like, there's a really nasty addiction habit that this masculine is starting to spiral downwards towards, and they know they're on the downward trend. They know something's not right, but because, again, they're not willing to face the real problem, they're continuing to add more and more and more problems piled onto them. And it's going to be so important at this time that you don't give in to any kind of bullying tactics, that you don't give them a chance to grab onto your energy. For those of you where we've done private sessions, there has been this frequent conversation around having the heart chakra flow in the correct direction. And if you feel as though this masculine is tapped into your sacral and your heart, I do highly recommend you go check out my Patreon for the 10-part self-love activation series. It's still in progress. We recently just released the third eye, I see love clearly healing. I would recommend going through all of them, but if you're just looking for a couple of meditations, check out the sacral chakra healing activation, I want love, and then also check out the heart to heart clearing as well, because you need to make sure that you have pure governorship of your own energy. The only reason they're coming back is because you're still susceptible to this type of drain, and your guides are trying to work very hard to make sure that you don't become their fix. Yeah, you don't become their addictive fix. What is the message we can have for you at the Queen of Wands? Um, I really feel like it's going to be so important you just observe what is happening. We did have the Queen of Wands showing up over here. And I think in some ways, the masculine knows that you are leaving their life and they're a little bit freaked out. Now, for some of them, they'll accept the loss. They kind of feel like they deserve the loss. But they need to feel the loss of you. I really feel like at this time, you just need to sort of sit within your own energy, minding your own business, working on your own projects. Like, in some ways, a past version of you would have had no problem stepping in, even if it was as simple as to say, "Hey, look, bitch, I told you so." There's some temptation on the feminine side to constantly point out, to get into the argument, to have the final word. And if you've been picking up on that, you're picking up on the argument that the masculine is having with their karmic at this time, and you're being asked to sort of be the higher level embodiment of that frequency. The Queen of Wands is the life of the party, is the one that wants to gather community all around, all for the sake of, you know, having is it creativity, fun, artistry, self-expression. But I also find this to be a sense of self-care as well. Huh, okay. So yeah, what are the actions that masculine's about to make? It's so funny. I want to pause there. And it's because I almost got lost in this wormhole because of the again, a Knight of Pentacles and a King of Pentacles in the reverse. Like there is this sort of, oh fuck. Like I'm really stuck. I don't know what to do. What is the masculine? You remember the Eight of Wands we saw in that pre-shuffle a little bit earlier? They're gonna kind of trip up on their face. And they don't want you around to see it. This masculine's really embarrassed. There's a real sense of humiliation that I am picking up from the masculine. They're trying so hard to some of them they think that they're doing the right thing. They're trying to show that they're committed. They're trying to show that they are capable of love, but they still have not tapped into the idea that maybe they are lovable. They still think that love is based on trinkets and quantity of like friends. Again, I'm not joking when I'm talking about parties and stuff like that. There are a lot of people that it's something that my ex-husband had where he once had a birthday party. He was probably a teenager, and 6 or 7 people said, "Yeah, sure, I'll be there," but nobody showed up. He was at the restaurant all by himself on his birthday, and that really did traumatize him. So, despite those of you who heard my stories about my ex-husband, I can still sympathize. That's a really upsetting thing to happen. But unfortunately, ever since then, he's always tried to over invite people. He makes his parties extra lavish. He doesn't care who shows up. He doesn't care about the quality of the party. He just wants to make sure there are enough people surrounding him. So as long as, dozens of people are surrounding the masculine, then they feel like, okay, I accomplished it and everything is fine. But they're going to start tripping in on themselves, especially for those of them that are dealing with health issues. or external family issues. But it is kind of an interesting sort of yin yang sort of dichotomy, because with the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Swords, both in their reversal, like they keep having this internal conversation about what commitment is supposed to be, but because they're using bad information, they're using their trauma to inform them, and they're not even talking to the right people. It's not like if masculine decided to get over themselves and get into therapy or even do relationship counseling with this karmic person. This could be a mom, this could be a lover, this could be a coworker. You're going to have to fill in the slot that makes the most sense for you. But I really feel like the masculine is going to trip up on themselves if they come back to you. They're trying to get free advice from you. They're trying to get free energy from you. And it's definitely one of those things where even if they troll you, they still can get your energy. And it's going to be so important that you really protect yourself at this time. As this masculine progresses through this really, I don't even want to call it an awakening, as this masculine starts to hit their own rock bottom, recognizing that they cannot access the divine feminine externally, that they have to start going from within. Are they going to do it? Will they do it? What's the potential next outcome? Four of Cups. We did have a Four of Cups hanging out underneath over here. Like the Four of Cups, it is the puffer fish. Puffer fish, they are actually extremely poisonous if you do not know how to properly care for this particular yeah, if you don't know how to prep this fish, you could poison yourself. There is something that the masculine is going to have to learn the hard way. They have been poisoning themselves with drugs, with bad information, some of them with literal pollutants, some of them just taking bad advice, and some of this through medication mismanagement. But they need to work through this on their own. They actually need to hit a really nasty rock bottom. The universe is working very hard to get their attention, but this is something that they need to work out. For now, don't worry about the I told you so's. And if they come rushing in, do not consider that this person has changed. If they're hyperactive coming in, they are hyperactive going out. And until you find your balance and stability from within, there's no way you can offer space for this masculine. And I honestly don't think that is technically your job in this situation. So, let's get one final message. I'm going to grab the Twin Flame Oracle deck. What is it that my viewer can embody at this time, despite the heartache, the pain, the frustration, and the disappointment that they have had with their experience with this counterpart? What is it that my viewer can focus on so that they can protect their energy, feel good that they are doing the right thing, even when this masculine tries to point out all the wrongs? We've got remember your identity. You can do it. And I'm also going to show you I am enough. Let go of expectations. At the end of it all, this entire experience has been an opportunity for you to reconnect with yourself, while this masculine is going to continue down a rabbit hole of delusionment, mental illness, and constant confusion. Allow them to do so. You're being encouraged to remember who it is that you truly are. Remember your gifts. Remember why you came onto this planet in the first place. You're going through an activation, and it's going to be so important to keep yourself and keep your energy light, open, and full of love. You will be protected more and more from energies like this, just in general. I'm just saying. Wow. Well, whoever it is that you are, damn, I sincerely hope that this helped. Wow. If you found this helpful, please make sure to drop a like. Let me know how it could have resonated for you. I also provide personalized tarot readings as well as one-on-one sessions. If you need to have greater in-depth understanding or require some Reiki healing energy to help heal this old relationship so that you can welcome in the brand new. Otherwise, when I see you guys at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.